Movement, arguably the most valuable aspect of a Valorant player's gameplay. And there are two sides of the spectrum. Insta-crouch sprayers who infest low elo games, and cracked out demons like Ten, Sinatra, and Temet. Regardless of where you are right now, this guide is designed to teach you basic and advanced movement tech, helping you hit more shots, be harder to hit, and win more games. Each tip will add to the next, meaning if you want to get the most out of this guide, don't skip over any of the tips, even if you think you already know them. And stay till the end, as I will be sharing a hidden secret that no other Valorant creator has mentioned. With that being said, let's get right into it. The most common mistake low elo players make is instantly crouching when shooting. Now instead of unbinding crouch, you should bind it to a different key. If you use control right now, bind it to caps lock. This will help you break the habit while still being able to crouch if you need to while playing. Once you've done this, you will move on to dead zoning. This is the most basic and important movement tech in Valorant. It allows you to keep your agent moving while getting first shot accuracy. In this game, if you are moving when you shoot, your bullets will not go straight. However, there is a small window between each movement that allows you to stay accurate. This is called the dead zone, and you need to learn how to exploit it. Luckily for you, it's easy to do. It only takes about 5 minutes a day, and it will be completely ingrained into your muscle memory. In order to do this, every time you log in, before you do anything else, go into the range. Once you're there, you want to aim at the middle pillar. From here, start strafing left and right using the A and D key. Now, if you're moving to the right, as soon as you let go of D and push A, you need to shoot. This will allow you to dead zone and get first shot accuracy. Once you have this down, you can move on to burst shooting, which will allow you to shoot more than one bullet while staying accurate and moving. To do this, you want to move to the right with the D key, and when you let go of D, burst shoot 3 bullets. Once you're done shooting, hold down A to move in the opposite direction. Then repeat the process by holding down A, letting go of A and shooting 3 bullets, and then moving with the D key to move in the opposite direction. Once you have it figured out, you want to move left to right, continuously doing burst shots to get the muscle memory down. This should also be practiced as soon as you log in for 5 minutes to build up your muscle memory. If you want to take this a step further, you can add in mini crouches every once in a while at the beginning of your burst shots. Just make sure you're not holding down crouch. Just tap it to move your agent's head level when engaging in a fight. And just like that, you've learned how to dead zone and burst shot. Great work! Now keep in mind, when doing this, it will take some time to get used to. So on top of practicing in the range for 5 minutes a day, I want you to always do this when you are playing. Whether that's in deathmatch, TDM, ranked, or casuals. Every time you take a fight, burst shot or dead zone to keep your agent moving. And now that you know the basics, we can move on to more advanced movement tech. First, we're going to cover how to peek corners properly. Now when it comes to peeking, there are 3 kinds you can do. Jiggle peeking, wide swinging, and short peeks. Each one is important, and depending on the situation you are in, you will have to choose between the 3. One thing you may have noticed when practicing the earlier drills is when you're shooting, you're only holding one key at a time, and you need to do the same thing when you are peeking, regardless of the type you are doing. When you hold down W with A or D, your agent moves slower and is easier to hit. So whenever you go to swing an angle, you need to only hold one direction key. This is vital if you want to win your gunfights. Let's start with jiggle peeking. This can be effective in many ways. You can use it when stalling an enemy's defuse by jiggling a corner for information to make them get off of the bomb. You can also use it to gather information early or mid-round, and believe it or not, you can use it to get a kill. If you get really good at jiggle peeking, you can quickly peek out of an angle and one-tap someone and go straight back behind cover. Now this will take a little bit of time to get good at, but if you have mastered the basics of dead zoning, it will be easy. Yo, what's good gamers? If you're enjoying this video so far, consider hitting that sub button. It would mean a lot if you did. If not, no worries. Much love, guys. Now, when it comes to short and wide peeks, you need to be following the T protocol. What this means is you need to be 2 steps away from the angle you're going to swing and 2 steps back from it as well. This will allow you to reach maximum momentum when you swing out, making you harder to hit. Short peeks should be used when you don't know where the enemy is and you are trying to clear angles, or you're holding for a push. Now, keep in mind they are easier to predict and shoot than a wide swing, as the enemy doesn't need to flick as far to hit you, but they allow you to utilize peeker's advantage. So if you pre-aim properly, they give you the best chance of winning and surviving, as you don't want to wide swing every angle because there could be more than one person looking at you. To do this, you want to go up to the angle you're going to swing and do the T protocol. Take 1 to 2 steps and swing out. Now, depending on the situation you're in, you will either need to fight by utilizing dead zoning, and if you miss, you'll need to get behind cover or burst shoot. If there's no one there, keep moving forward. This type of swing should be used when taking almost every single fight. Now, when it comes to wide peeks, these are the hardest for the enemy to predict and the most effective. However, you cannot use them all the time as you don't want to swing into multiple people. These are usually best done when taking 1v1s at the beginning of a round, when you know you can isolate a fight, or you are in a 1v1 at the end of a round and want to catch the enemy off guard. To do this, you need to follow the T protocol, then swing out of the angle for 3 or more steps and dead zone and shoot. If you miss, because you can't get behind cover, you need to start burst shooting instead of standing still. This will give you the best chance of winning. And because you know how to jiggle peek and wide swing, if you're in a clutch situation, you can jiggle peek a corner, conditioning the enemy to hold close to the wall with his crosshair, then wide swing out, catching them off guard, winning the fight. This is especially powerful as you can get an idea of where they are with your jiggle peeks, pre-aim the wall before you swing out, and bam, it's an easy kill. Now, peeking properly will take some time getting used to, and if you want to learn them as fast as possible, I would suggest loading up into a custom game with your duo or alone and practice each peek on common angles for each map. And to save time, don't do every map in one day. Instead, pick one map a day and go through each angle. Then the next day, do a different map, and over time, you will condition yourself to be able to effectively jiggle short and wide swing any angle on any map. Also, keep in mind, depending on the gun you're using, you'll need to pick between dead zoning or burst shooting right out of the gate. For the Vandal, Guardian, or Sheriff, you can dead zone no problem. Other guns that aren't a one-shot kill, you should be burst shooting most of the time. The next thing you need to know how to do is hold an angle. If you're waiting for the enemy to push you, you should not be standing still. Instead, you want to jiggle back and forth, either behind an angle or in the open on an off angle. Again, this will help you utilize peeker's advantage. If you are moving when the enemy swings a corner, you have a better chance of seeing them first and getting the kill. Whereas if you are standing still, holding it, you will most likely lose the fight due to them having the peeker's advantage. However, this is all situational, and sometimes you can hold an angle while scoped in, but most of the time you will want to keep your agent moving. And the more you experiment with this, the better you will be at knowing when to move and when to hold. Now that you know how to move properly to get kills, let's go over some info gathering and defensive movement tech that will allow you to be a well-rounded movement god. First, you need to learn how to jump spot. To do this, you want to run up to an angle either holding A and W or D and W, depending on the angle you're peeking, and then jump right before you expose yourself to the angle, swiping in the direction you are peeking and instantly tapping the opposite movement key and S, and swipe away from the angle to get back behind cover. This is very useful for gathering information throughout the game. Instead of peeking out and exposing yourself, you can jump spot and safely gather information for your team. Make sure you're doing this whenever you aren't sure if an enemy is holding you. The next thing you can learn is the silent jump peek, and this is great for gathering info when hiding on site. To do this, you want to be holding crouch. Then jump and let go of crouch at the same time. As you hit the ground, you want to instantly hold crouch again, and you will do a silent jump. This can be used in many different areas, but some common places are B site on bind and behind dice for A main on ascent. Doing this will allow you to gather information without being heard, and if they see you, you'll be hard to hit. And finally, the hidden movement tech no Valorant creator talks about, but is essential if you want to improve at the game, and that is getting your ass out of your chair and moving your body. Boom, curveball. And I bet you're thinking, Dylan, how is that supposed to help my Valorant movement? Well, I'll tell you. If you are constantly sedentary and sit and play all day every day, your body and your mind will begin to decline, in turn making your in-game performance suffer as well. Something the gaming community fails to address is how important keeping a healthy body is when it comes to your performance. Just by exercising 3 to 6 days a week, your energy will go up, you won't get as tilted when playing, your reaction time will improve, and your life will improve as well, leading to better performance. There's a reason that esports teams have personal trainers and nutritionists. It's because what you do when you're not playing and what you fuel your body with is extremely important, and they can be the difference between playing at your best and playing like shit. If you play after you exercise, you will see a massive improvement in your gameplay. The problem is, a lot of people never exercise and have no idea what they're missing out on. Essentially, if you're not exercising, you're always playing at about 50% of your capabilities. exercise. And if you're not sure how to start exercising, but you would like to, you can download my free ebook. It will give you an outline on how to start taking care of yourself as a gamer, and if you want to take it a step further, you can purchase one of my online training programs that are designed specifically to help gamers get in shape while still playing every day. They have everything you would ever need to transform yourself for the better. Workout routines, breakdowns of every exercise, and dietary tips teaching you how to properly eat and train for progress both in the gym and in your games. Both of these can be found in the description below, and for some context, I'm a kinesiologist and a personal trainer, so this is what I do for a living. So don't sleep on the importance of your physical health and start leveling up today. And if you want to see how effective it can be, go ahead and check out this video next.